What's going on, guys? Hope y'all are having a great day out there today. So today we are going to work on the Kraton 4S slipper clutch. I started having issues with this thing again. Keeps loosening up, won't stay tight. It's just not acting right at all. So I tore it apart, looked at it, cleaned everything up, tried Loctiting it, all that good normal stuff. None of it's, of course, holding up. So what I decided to do was order every piece of the slipper clutch and rebuild it. So I got new plates, got new bearings for both sides of the slipper hubs, got the slipper clutch maintenance kit, which comes with the screws, the little roller bearings, springs, and all that good stuff. And then I also got a set of the slipper plates and the hub set. So got that. Also got a brand new motor mount housing assembly, and I got a new cooling fan setup for the motor because my stock one has been missing the fan for a little while, and it's just not staying as cool as it should be. So figured if I'm going to do this, I'll do it right. But we're going to put together this slipper clutch and see what happens, guys. So stay tuned. All right, guys. Well, got the old slipper clutch out of the old housing. First thing I'm going to do is get the new bearings put in these two, and once they get that together, we'll start working on the rest of the clutch, and I'll bring you back in a second, guys. All right, guys, well, we're getting the bearings changed out and everything. One note I did want to add, the bearings for actually these cases, I know I was showing in one bag with the shoulder bearings. The shoulder bearing is for the spur gear. The part number for the bearings on these are AR610001, I do believe. I'll double check that and throw the part number up. But these ones with the shoulders are only for the spur gear. I just wanted to make sure you guys knew that. But I'm going to get this bearing in there now, and then we'll start putting the clutch together. Alright, so over here we got all the old clutch. Probably not going to save too much of this because most of it's pretty much trashed. The plates are pretty worn, and I might save this screw, but the rest of this, the roller bearing, isn't spinning very nicely, so I'm not going to bother saving any of this stuff. But I got the new shoulder bearing put in the spur gear. It's the old one. That's the old plate. So now we can start with all the new fresh stuff. I think what we're going to get started with first here, we'll get the bags opened up and start getting this thing back together again. And I'm hoping that it actually stays in one piece this time, at least for a little while. I mean, I know that it's kind of normal having to rebuild and change this stuff out, but as some of you know, my issues with the Kraton with slipper clutches and rear ends have been non-stop. But the car's a lot of fun. I love it. But the rear end's been holding up great now. It's just been the slipper clutch I have issues with here and there. But I'll be back in a second. All right, guys. Well, let's get building this clutch. So what we got going on is you got... First, I guess we'll put this together. Now, with the slipper clutch rebuild kit, you will get a screw. There's little tiny cup washers, and you'll see on one side of them they're slightly dished in. I don't know if the cameras are going to pick that up, but one side of them's dished in. You want to put that side up because that's what holds and cups the little roller bearing. And then there's another one of these little cup washers, and you want to put the cup side down so that's hugging the bearing like so. So that whenever the screw's tight, it's riding and rolling on that little bearing in there. And that's what's supposed to keep it. And I think a lot of times when those start going bad and locking up, and this gets really dirt and grimy and rusted in there, it's no longer spinning very free, and it's grabbing that screw and helping to pull it apart. After that, you got your spring. So that's all that part. This piece, I believe, I've never actually really found out for sure what this piece was for, but I do believe it's for whenever you strip out this end of the rebuild, or of the slipper hub. You can slide that down and it gives you new threads, but I've never used them. Hopefully I'm not supposed to be using it. Anyway, so this side, you'll notice one side on your slipper hub, or on your spur gear here, one side's deeper dished in than the other side. The shallower side gets two plates when you get them lined up. There we go. This side gets two plates, and it gets the longer side of the hub, the non-threaded end, because this is the side that your screw will go into. Basically fits up like that. So, got that together. Now this side, the deep side, gets a slipper plate, the little metal slipper plate, and then another plate. And then you'll see on this thing there's a notch on either side. It lines up with that metal slipper plate inside there. You'll feel it kind of drop in right there, and everything should sit nice and flush. So then at that point, you grab your screw, drop it down inside like that, and we should be able to put this in. But you know what, actually guys, I am going to, even though it might not help, because I've been, finding some other stuff out about these slipper hubs and issues, and people Loctiting them, and even the Loctite, once these hubs get so hot, the Loctite even doesn't hold up anymore because it starts to break down from the heat and really doesn't help that much. But I'm going to put it on there, just hopefully it helps it a little bit. I am going to put some red stuff on there, so hopefully it's a little bit stronger, but we'll see if I don't drop it and lose pieces everywhere. So, alright, now we're going to drop this down in there. Crank her down. You eventually feel it start to tighten up, and from what I found out and from factory, you're supposed to go all the way down to where you just feel it snug, and then back it off about 1 1/4, 1 1/2 turns, and that should be right. So I'm gonna let the Loctite dry up on this thing here, and hopefully it holds up. Also, they give you with the kit the new that little protector that helps hold in the red part of the drive shaft in there. But all this will go in there. So I'm going to mount up the motor real quick and get this back together, and I'll show you what it looks like. Alright guys, well, got the slipper clutch all back together, got the motor mounted up in here. Everything's nice and snug. Gonna double check we got new bearings and everything. So hopefully this thing should be happy for a little while, and it's finally got a cooling fan again, which is a huge plus. So hopefully the Kraton for us here is a little happier for a bit. But alright guys, well, the Arrma is all back together. Got the clutch all back together, got the motor mounted up in there, but I have two small problems. And one of them was my bad. Whenever I tore this thing apart, I don't know, a week or two ago, I forgot that my cross space end was snapped in half. So I got to order one of these because that's broken, and I can't seem to find my extension for the fan. So they have those done at the hobby shop, and I'm also going to stop down there and see if they happen to have one of these or just one of these whole cross braces. But everything's in there, feels nice, sounds good. But I'm going to let the Loctite dry up on this thing, and we'll be giving this a test here soon. Hopefully head down to either the track or the BMX park or somewhere. But there'll be more to come from this thing. So I'm going to show you guys real quick also all the part numbers that I used here today with all the stuff for the clutch. And I'll also post a picture up of the clutch breakdown and all the stuff that goes in there. Alright guys, so that's the slipper plate and hub set part number. That is the slipper clutch maintenance set, which these are always good to change out, periodically, just to make sure that the spring didn't break or have any issues with it, or that little roller bearing inside didn't lock up and causing you any issues. And then also the slipper pads themselves. I'll also circle the bearing part number on the little diagram I'll throw up here of the two bearings that go on either side of the motor assembly and clutch housing here. But that's going to do it for the day, guys. Go down and grab a couple more pieces for this down at the hobby shop, and this thing will be back in action. And now go to take it for a rip. See how she does. So, hope you all enjoyed the video. Until next time, y'all, be safe, be careful out there. Peace out, everybody.